The team chemistry this year is really good. I think we have a really good group dynamic between not only the 4 girls but also the 4 guys that are coming with us. And like we all hung out last night at Jill's parents' house and they made us pasta, and it was a lot of fun to hang out with them. And I think going out to Kansas with them as well, it just adds more dynamic than what it would be if it was just the 4 girls. Qualifying at the last possible meet was very intense for us, but I think it worked in our favor because we all perform well under pressure, and coach trains us to peak at the right times. So, we had NE10s the week right before last chance, and we were able to perform well under pressure there. And then we knew we had one last opportunity to make the DMR, so we were able to go out with a bang and beat our personal best by 11 seconds, which we were actually only hoping to do at least like 5 or 6 seconds, so 11 was pretty great. I mean, getting on the podium is honestly the biggest goal out there, going out there for both teams, the girls and guys, and I think we'd be crazy not to go after it. I mean, anything can happen when you're at nationals, but I think we just keep getting better and better each week, and I know for me personally, I want this a lot, and I think all 4 of us, we're not going to leave anything out there. We're not going to leave anything to chance. We're going to go out there and fight for it, and whatever happens, happens, but we don't want to leave anything out there. And then also just having fun. This entire season I've wanted to have fun with what I'm doing, and this is just icing on the cake.
It feels a little different going in this year since I know more of what to expect than I did last year. And last year we went in with the feeling that we were going to do better than we actually did. But this year we know how tough the field is. Yeah, we all knew there was a 50-50 chance that we'd get in or not get in. And to all compete at our best at the same time was amazing, because we really needed all to perform 100% in order to get in, and it ended up happening, so that was awesome. And then we exceeded our expectations, because we were really trying to get around 11:44, and then we ended up breaking 11:40 without a conversion, so that was awesome. The intensity is different this year than it was last year, because we've all had more experience, because we went last year not really knowing what to expect and then ended up doing worse than we wanted to. So this year we know we have to train harder and just give everything we've got.
Going into conference meet, which was the meet before, we knew we still had to get a better time on the table so that we could get into nationals. And conference was a good opportunity because it wasn't flat track and you get a really good conversion on a flat track. It, whatever time you run, they take off 9 seconds because you would have ran it, the logic is you would have ran it faster if you were on a bank track. So we ran there and we cut down our time a little bit, but not as much. And even with the conversion, it was still going to be really close if we were going to make it into nationals. So going into the BU meet, everybody just wanted to get our time down so that we could run. And we thought it would be difficult to beat the conversion time that we had. But somehow we ended up shaving off 11 seconds. And no, I don't think anyone was really expecting to take off that much time. And we're actually, after that race, we were seated 7th or 8th in the nation with that for D2. And it was really such a crazy moment because it was very unexpected and everyone ran super well, especially Liz. She had a 6-second PR in the mile. She ran a 4:53 or something. And we were so happy for her, and we were so happy that we had a solid seat at nationals. So it was such a crazy moment. Everyone was so happy, and yeah, we were just really excited that we were able to pull it off. The handoffs that I receive and give are definitely the hardest ones because I run the 400 leg, which is a sprint, and none of the other events are a sprint, except the 800 is a lot faster than the other two as well, but still the 400 is the fastest. So when I receive it and give it away, it's difficult because our paces are so different, and that can be challenging, especially my handoff to Jill. But so when I get it from Anna, I go a little slower than I typically would if I was in a 4x4, and it's relatively easy for me. She might have to speed up a bit, but I just make sure I'm going pretty slow, and then I take it and turn around and go as fast as I can. And then after that, when I hand off to Jill, sometimes she gets out super fast, kind of like to overcompensate for how fast I'm going, so that has been a slight difficulty in the past, but other than that, it seems to work out really well. We have gotten our handoff down because we did it last year and we've practiced a lot, so it is a challenge, but I think we've got it down. I'm most excited because we are seeded 7th, so we have a shot at becoming All-Americans, which is crazy to me. That was not really ever on my radar, that I would have an opportunity to be an All-American. So I'm really excited about it, but also the pressure is definitely on because it's gonna be like a race. Obviously, it's gonna be like the race of the century because everybody's times are super close. It's gonna come down to fractions of a second, honestly, about who gets All-American. So we're all just going to have to race our hearts out, and hopefully we can get on the podium.
So with 3 out of 4 of us returning, I think it helps us a lot because, the 3 of us already know what to expect from track nationals, and even though Liz hasn't been to track nationals, she's competed very well at cross-country nationals in previous years. So I think it all helps that we have that experience and we understand the intensity that comes at that level. But we also know that we can compete there and that we know that we're just as good as the other teams out there, which helps a lot. And last year, the 3 of us went in not really knowing what we were getting into. And I think we all raced well last year, but this year we're just that much more prepared and that much more experienced, which I think will help us a lot in getting into the mix of the race and performing at our best. So coming into this year, we didn't know who would be on the DMR, and having lost our mile leg, which is a very significant part of the relay, we just knew that we would all have to be on our A game if we wanted to go back. And I think, not that we doubted ourselves, but we knew that it was going to be a lot harder this year, even at the beginning of the season. And I think we all just kind of put our heads down and put in the work, and we just kept saying we're going back. There's no way that we're not going. We're not going to accept not being able to go to this. We're going to do it. And I think having that, in addition to, I would have liked to qualify earlier. That would have been more peace of mind and stuff. But I think it kind of helped that it didn't all come together till the end, because going into that race, we had to perform our best. We had to perform better than our best. We had to be hitting PRs. And going into that, I think that just really lit a fire underneath us. And the whole week leading up to that race, we were just so amped up, and, we just weren't going to accept not going. And, we put ourselves in a really good position in that race. And I think that's really where our experience is showing. And I was talking with Coach at practice yesterday, and she was saying that we've all had really good instincts this season in regards to racing, because it's not just about times. Of course you have to hit times to qualify and everything, but especially once you get out there, it's about place. And we have to be able to race well against others and not just be hitting certain times. We really have to put ourselves in the mix and be racing smart.